The best time to get rid of any bad habit or any bad behavior is to deal with them when they are in their early stages. And there is a reason for that. Because the moment when something that is internal, that is intangible, and it is being nourished within you just because of your lack of awareness, or just because you're feeling really good, staying in that rush of excitement or in that rush of anger and that rush of misery, what happens is that you just keep ignoring it, and you know deep within that it is something which is not good for you, but you just keep ignoring it, and it just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger within you. And a day comes that it literally becomes difficult for you to get rid of it because now it is possessing your mind. Let's talk about emotions. Emotions are mini personalities that live within a human being, and they possess our consciousness, they possess our rationality, and they possess our logic whenever they're on a rise. So, we don't say that we are having anger, we don't say that we are having happiness. We say we are angry and we say we are happy. That means that they have the ability to possess our thinking process for a while. And when we are riding that tide of that emotional pull, during that period, we make some horrible mistakes that we will not make otherwise. And whenever we take our rationality back, we actually regret over the decisions that we made and the actions that we committed under the emotional pull. There is not even a single time that will be in your life when you will feel absolutely proud of an action that you took while you were under a stressful emotion, or even when you were happy. And especially when you're happy, when you're having any kind of positive emotion, just like you're happy or you're in love, what happens is that you promise those things which you're going to regret later. So it is very important to deal with those emotions and those aspects of negativity in terms of habits and behaviors, to deal with them while they're in their early stages of development. And for that, a very strong sense of self awareness is very important. Now, the most destructive kind of emotion that, if it goes ignored or if it gets ignored in its early stages, can gain so much momentum that it has the ability to destroy our lives as well as those people who are actually becoming a victim of that negativity. And that is jealousy. Now, jealousy is not like where we think that there is something that someone else is getting that we deserve. Jealousy is a fear of loss. It means that we know deep within our hearts that we are not competent enough to keep that thing from going into the hands of someone who we unconsciously think is better than us. And that's what becomes the main mission of our lives. When we are jealous, we are in the most miserable conditions of our lives. We make that person that we are jealous of our mental point of origin. All the decisions that we make, all the actions that we take, at the end of the day, point towards that person. We want to make that person feel inferior, but that's not going to happen because unconsciously we have already accepted our own inferior status in comparison to that person, because we are constantly thinking that how are we going to defeat that person. And we, deep within our hearts, we know that that fight is not worth it. Even if we start making that person feel inferior, it's not going to serve us in any way, because then some other person will cross our path and the cycle will continue. So the problem is not the other person, problem is deep within our minds. And in order to deal with our inferiority complex, defeating other people is not a great option. Now, it can be a healthy thing to get into competition with other people, but if you have so much emotion involved into it, not because you want to win, but because you want to defeat that person, that's a problem, and you have to deal with it. And so there are only two steps in which you can deal with jealousy. Number one is self awareness. Instead of focusing on the weakness of the other person, of the strength of the other person, and instead of focusing on those things which are actually making that person better than you, we should focus on the weaknesses that we have that are making us feel inferior in the first place. And once we are aware of our weaknesses, we should ask ourselves this question: are they something that can be cured? That should be the question. Can these flaws and weaknesses be cured. If they can be cured, we must work relentlessly on starting to eradicate them out of our lives, because the other people can be a great indicator for finding out that what are our real flaws and what are our real weaknesses. And once we know what they are, then all we have to do is to eradicate them out of our lives. If we just start doing that, what's going to happen is that our focus is going to get away from defeating that person towards improving our own lives. And once you actually become obsessed with leveling up, when you become obsessed with improving your own life, what's going to happen is that you will have no time thinking about the other people and what they are doing, and you will be absolutely focused on what you want to do. And if you really want to keep this emotion of jealousy at bay from your life, start doing something that you love doing. Start doing something that you're passionate about. Because in that way, you will have a lot of opportunities to improve yourself, and you will be working even when you don't want to work, because you will not be thinking about the outcome. You will be thinking about the game, and you will love the game so much that you will not care whether you get the result that you're looking for or not, because you're in the game and you love the game. Till the next time, peace.